Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to this live stream. I'm going to jump in and talk about a few different things. I had several sessions this morning, and in two of these sessions, um, uh, a particular theme came up. And this is something that I've been wanting to share with you all for a little while. So I'm going to dive right in. If you end up being here live and you would like, you can say hello in the chat. So this is around the understanding of new earth architects. Now, some of you may have seen the video that I did, which was the 6 life purpose groups. And one of those life purpose groups was the New Earth Builders. What I'm talking about today is not specific to that life purpose group. Hello, Lady Ethereal. It is the broader understanding of actually what so many of us are doing, regardless of the specific purpose that we are here to serve. When we look at life purpose, it's really a very broad thing. It is to be the truth of our vibration, to be that, to allow that to stream into this physical form, to allow ourselves to be the pure light of our vibration and bring it into this world. So that is the overarching life purpose. A lot of times when people start coming into the understanding of their life purpose, the first thing that they get is, I'm just here to be light. I'm just here to exist. I'm just here to be love. And more, I promise you, when you start looking at it, more will show itself to you. But that being said, the full life purpose that we all have is to be our frequency, to bring our frequency to this planet, to this time space reality. So, when I'm talking about the New Earth architects, what I'm really talking about, what I'm really talking about here is what happens to us and what we are to create when we start to move our vibration from the place of duality, from really operating from duality, to the place of operating beyond duality, from oneness consciousness. Sometimes there is a loss of identity, a loss of understanding of even really what's the point of being a human when our consciousness is pushing beyond those preconceived ideas or those ideas that we've been trained into around duality. And there's this idea of, so many of us think that we've got to be light warriors and fighting the good fight. And there's a lot around, war and fight, even in our spiritual awakening. And so this is when we are actually past that, when our consciousness has witnessed that duality is actually a part of this big, beautiful game that we're experiencing, that we're all playing in, and that it's not about choosing the light or choosing the right. Let me see if I can put this in a way that's really going to make sense. It's not about doing the right thing, in quotes, okay? It's about being the light and actually witnessing and allowing all of it to exist and knowing that all of it is perfect. That is being beyond duality. If we are still, it's one thing to say, I'm not going to participate in that, to withdraw our attention and our focus so that we no longer create something. It's another thing to fight against something, to make a war with something, to believe that something is inherently bad and that it needs to be banished because of that. If we're seeing it that way, we are still within the realms of duality, which is okay. It's, again, like, I'm not going to say that's bad because my consciousness is not predominantly in duality where I'm saying, oh, that's awful, like, kill it, that's still duality. So I'm intending that this all makes a lot of sense as I'm talking about it. When we have reached our consciousness beyond duality, we actually see the beauty in all things. And there's a few things that happen to us sometimes as we're moving through that gateway, or if we've experienced life beyond duality for a while, um, what happens is we experience life in different ways. And sometimes, because we're not operating in duality, which is the sort of the predominant force, or it's been the predominant force, it's really like been our propulsion or our impetus for creation. We create the opposite. We're the idea when we're creating from the realms of what I call in my book drama, the realms. So the Era of the True Creator is my first book, and in that I talk about moving beyond drama, the realms of drama, which is really duality. It's sort of recreating patterns again and again. And sometimes at that threshold, we witness life in a way that feels sort of like, well, what do I do with my life now? What do I do with my existence now? How do I create moving forward since I'm not fighting anything? What is that level of creation? So that's what I'm talking about here. If you are feeling that call to move beyond, and truly this is going to be all of us, if you feel that call or you've already moved beyond duality, not all of you, but some of you will reach levels of boredom. You'll experience boredom because you're no longer creating from duality. Duality sort of starts to not feel as exciting anymore. You might experience the feeling of what am I still doing here? Like, I get that it's a game. I'm not really interested in creating some of these other ways. That might just feel a little bit like a void. And that is that threshold of learning how to create in new earth frequencies. And I'm going to specifically be talking about creating as the architects of new earth, which is all of us. Remember, it's beyond the life purpose groups that I had previously talked about. This is inclusive of all of that. So new earth architects, and I apologize for the lighting. I'm staying with a friend right now, and so the lighting is kind of going in and out with the sun. But new earth architects, here's what we are here to do. We are actually the ones encoding this planet with the frequencies of new earth. We are actually bringing the codes through our own divine embodiment, through our own consciousness, through our own beingness, and we are anchoring them into the planet. Okay, so some of you are very well aware that this is what you're doing and you're happily doing it. Awesome. And others, you may feel like, oh, what do I do with my time? I don't want to fight the old, but what do I do? So this is for you. New earth architects, you are bringing the light codes of the frequencies beyond what we've previously known here on earth, and you are learning to create on this planet. So some of you, let me just share with you many different ways that this will look. And then I'm going to jump into the comments and say hello. The many different ways that this can look. One way that this predominantly looks for most people, and then it gets translated into denser and denser realities, but it is to bring light codes through your system. And then you speak them or draw them or put them on the earth, right? So you are going to be bringing light codes. Dancing, this is bringing frequencies, higher dimensional frequencies through your body, through your consciousness, and then sharing them with the world. So again, that could be as we'll say as simple or as basic as speaking light language, or drawing light language, or drawing it on the ground, or somehow bringing the actual codes through. This could also look like creating art. This is creating. This is creating from a higher frequency. And this is why it gets a little confusing. So I'll name a few more things. You could be creating new technologies, right? So this will put you more into those life purpose groups. You could be creating actual structures. You could be creating art. You could be teaching people. You could be healing on a new level. So we are all the new earth architects, you can see in this way, no matter what life purpose group we're in. We're channeling these divine codes and then we're bringing them through in whatever way we feel the most called to. And remember, we're bringing them through beyond the realm of duality. So we're not fixing, we're not saving, we're not saying anything is bad. We're not working in the realms of duality. We're not warriors. That's not what's happening here. We are actually bringing the codes through and creating. So when we are beyond duality, the only, and I talk about this a lot in Ecstatic Playground, my second book, our desire, our drive to create, it comes from beyond duality. And I talk about this in my book because this is a big thing that tends to happen. Haven't learned how to play, we have a tendency to go back into the drama because we're creators and we're not creating from new earth codes. We could go back into the drama and create from that again. So it's really learning to focus our attention and our energy on creating with those new earth codes. Okay, I'm going to read some of these comments. Hello, Infinite Nuance Studios. Love that. Hello, Miracle Stone. Boredom's one of the things I go through a bit before I get to where I actually want to be. That's a funny one, isn't it? Boredom is a real gateway. Boredom is that gateway that we tend to come up against when we are starting to, we don't want to go into the recreation cycles of life. We're letting ourselves, thank you, Miracle Stone. Thank you. I'll come back to this in a moment. We're letting ourselves create without the need for pain to motivate us, without the need for suffering to motivate us, without the need for saving or fixing to motivate us. It's beyond that. And how do we create if those are not what's pulling us in? This is what we're discovering now. So this is really what I'm offering to all of you as a remembrance. You have divine light codes coming through you right now. It is who you are. It's the way that all of us are built. We are streaming divine light codes, and we are learning to take those light codes, focus them in our divine vessel, and bring them forth. So along this pathway of channeling the light codes, having them within us and bringing them forth, there's lots of different parts along this process that we might get a little confused, right? So channeling your divine light codes, it's really a state of presence. It's a state of being, and it's a state of trusting the self. It's trusting the higher self, not necessarily the ego self, because everybody, when I say trust yourself, a lot of people tend to get a little scared, like, oh, I don't want to trust myself. That could take me in, the wrong direction. But really what we're doing is we're trusting in our higher self, our divine self. It is our God nature streaming through our unique human template. Okay, I want to dive. Lighting is fine. Yes. Carlos Castaneda, I am doing the not doing while not doing the doing. I love that so much. There's another great quote by Carlos Castaneda that really speaks to what I'm talking about here. In the book, Journey to Ixtlan, I believe is what it is. I love that you just brought up Carlos Castaneda, one of my favorites. Hello, Kiki Camiller. I like that. It is first, it's a bird, and then the bird has all this meaning, right? You see the bird and it means something different. It means this and it means that. And then we come back to a bird is a bird. And I know that I'm not explaining that very well, but if you've read the book, that's such a powerful teaching, right? Because that to me describes third, fourth, and fifth dimensional perspectives right there. It's 3D, a bird's just a bird. 4D, a bird means 1,000 different things, and it's sending me a signal and blah, blah, blah. And then fifth dimension, a bird is a bird again. But it's a bird. It's a bird. It's like so beautiful. All right. I went down a pathway with that one. Um, oh, I like that. Finding it helpful in difficult situations and frequencies. What would it be like to respond to this with kindness? I love that. And you're saying it even works with physical pain. So beautiful, so powerful. Um, Wake up to find that you are the eyes of the world. Oh, PS drama sucks. You guys are so funny. I love that. Thank you again, Miracle Stone. Hi, Steph. Hello, Stephen. Light codes feel like burning in the body when we resist. When there's resistance in the body, that's when the light hurts. So let's see. My hardest thing to grasp is the concept of loving myself. I have no problem showing and feeling love and can receive love. All right. Yeah, we're kind of talking about some multidimensional experiences here. Self love is love for others. There's nobody else. There's just you, and there's just me, and there's just God. Because when we come into the one consciousness of oneness, it all is. So how could I not love myself? Because I am all of it. I'm all of it. Let that really land in beyond the words that I'm saying. It's all God. So self-love is love for each other. And how can we tell how much we're loving each other, how much we love ourselves, and how much can we tell how much we're loving ourselves? By how much we love each other. It's all God. It's all God. So this is that non-resistant place. The other thing I wanted to dive into the collapsing of the dimensions, because this came up in one of my sessions and I thought I really want to share with you all what's going on here. I'm just going to do my little Kermit the Frog sip here. Hold on. All right. So what's happening right now, because we've got a lot going on globally, it's going to actually get louder. It's going to look a lot messier. I feel like I've been saying that for a while. But yeah, we're really at we're at some really intense periods right now. And I want to explain to you vibrationally what's happening. So we are actually collapsing and bringing into congruence the fourth dimension. So how many of you are having really intense dreams? How many of you are having, I know one of you, an awakening of the telepathy, of your ability for telepathy, and really let's dive into telepathy is reading the energy of everything. And we think of it as a mind experience, but it's actually being able to witness and read the frequency of everything. Okay. So, how many of you I'd love to hear actually if any of you are having really intense dreams, because I know I have. I've been having some good ones lately, just really good. Visionary dreams, teaching dreams, just really powerful stuff. So these are all within that fourth dimensional plane. Lower fourth dimension is also all of the secrets that are coming out. The unseen energy is becoming seen. So in that regard, that's why we can see there's sort of a compression, because it's like the hand of God. It's like the Michelangelo, where we've got third dimension and fifth dimension, and they are connecting. And what that looks like is that fourth dimensional experience is sort of collapsing. It's going to clean up. It's cleaning up so that it's a clear channel amongst all of those dimensions. And we can see that in our physical world. Like I said, we're going to have a lot of things come to light. They have been coming to light. More has been coming to light. We're having dreams, our psychic abilities, our channeling abilities, all of this is coming online because that fourth dimensional realm is collapsing. Hold on, I want to clear some energy here. So we are bringing those two together. As my fingers can't match. We're bringing those together, and what that will look like is, like I said, a lot of your abilities starting to really show up, come online, because that dimensional space is clearing, it's cleansing. And helpful to know that so that we don't get attached to things as they break down. Helpful to know that so that we don't um, stop there, right? Let me see if I can better explain. When we look at the fourth dimension, sort of cleaning up, collapsing so that it can be third and fifth coexisting heaven on earth, um, some of the things that you'll experience personally are rapid shadow work. If you are curious about shadow work and all of that, I do recommend my first book, The Era of the True Creator, because really, truly, we are not meant to do shadow work forever and ever. Amen. That's not how that works. Shadow work is a cleansing so that we can vibrationally exist within a certain dimensional space. And then when we ascend again, we may have a new amount of shadow work that opens up to us. But I don't want to go too deep into that right now. But if you are curious on that, check out my first book. So I just wanted to let you all know what is happening there, because that collapse is the way that I described it earlier today. It's sort of like an ice cream sandwich. Okay. So, like, third dimension's the cookie on the bottom, fifth dimension's the cookie on top, and then the ice cream's like melting in between, and it's just like squishing and it just shoots out and it looks really messy. So, that is kind of that makes me laugh, that image. But that is kind of what we're experiencing with that, with all of the things in the fourth dimension. So I just wanted to share that with all of you. Kind of funny. Yeah. The ice cream sandwich analogy for our dimensional spaces. All right, loves, I'm probably going to jump off here, but let me see. Ooh, I'm going to read some of these comments. I've been living in 100% synchronicity since November 2024. Beautiful. Oh, hi, Doug. Awesome. Awesome. My hardest thing is grasping. Oh, okay. I read that one. Even Bashar says we are just a mirror image of God. Yes, we're the we're the we're the physical embodiment of God. God is living through you. And if you really, really grasp that concept, then you will joyfully jump into being an architect of new earth, right? Because you'll be like, oh my God, as God, oh my God, as God, how can I more fully stream the joy and the consciousness that's beaming through me? What is it that I want to create? And how can I really let that stream through me? Oh, hello from the Netherlands. Hello. I bet it's late there. Dreams, but like I didn't sleep. Waking up, remembering what I dreamt. Yeah, the dreams are so cool lately, aren't they? Also from the Netherlands. Oh, so cool. I had memories come in last night after getting a divine charge. Oh, thank you. So wonderful. I love that. That's a great analogy. The ice cream sandwich. It's so silly. Just joining. Hi, Carol Ann. Yes, your dreams are so vivid. Hi, Jay. Wonderful. Oh, all right, loves. So go get those light codes, stream them through. You and I, we are the new earth architects. Let me just finish it by saying this. We're the new earth architects. We are here to build. We are here to build the new. That means, what are we not doing? It means that we're not trying to fix old systems. We're not the ones fixing. We are the ones creating. We are anchoring in these templates because they are energetic at first, and then they are real. Thank you so much, Samuel. Thank you so much. We are making these energetic codes real. You can see them, they stream in. You can see them streaming in. You can feel them streaming in. And we build with that. We build with that. If you would like more guidance on this, I do have a buy donation workshop coming up. It's called The Compassion of Kuan Yin. I'll make sure to link it in the description box, but it is on my website on the events page, so you can find it there. I've been working with and learning from Kuan Yin this year around compassion, what it really means to be in compassion, uh, to allow suffering to exist. How do we do that? How do we do that? For some of us, that can be really challenging. So, the compassion of Kuan Yin is learning how to move through the suffering and have that be the portal to the beauty that we are creating. If you are having a hard time understanding how to navigate the pain, if you are having a hard time not going back in and fixing, which really is fixing is recreating. It's part of the dramatic paradigm. So if you're having a hard time with any of those things, I definitely recommend hello. I definitely recommend joining the Compassion of Kuan Yin workshop. Like I said, it is by donation, so it's open to all. All right, my loves, I am going to go ahead and close up here. Thank you all for joining me. Oh, I have a really cool video coming out very soon about Star Family Contact and what's going to be happening in 2026. I had a channeling with my friend, and it was so cool. So I'm editing that, and I'll be bringing it to you very soon. But I will continue to pop up and do these lives. Um, Please point me to the link. Yes. As soon as I get off here, I am going to add that into the description box of this video. I have a free community. It's called the True Creator Community. We meet once a month and dive into reading and learning about the books that I've written. Right now, next month, we're going to be in chapter 3 of the Ecstatic Playground book. Okay, so I'll make sure to have that in the description box. You can also check my other videos. It's in the description box in those. All right, my loves. I will see you all very soon. Have fun creating the new. Bye.